Hey, what's going on, y'all? Happy Sunday. It's been a minute. I think the last time we traded was like right before NFP. I mean, not traded, I'm sorry. Last time we went live, I believe it was the 10th. But that was a few weeks ago. And been extremely busy in the background. Working on a few new videos, also working on new strategies. And I've been busy at work as well. So, and dealing with, with family, because, always have to give priority to family. But we back in it. And so I'm excited about this week, as always. 1 second, you guys. Sorry about that. I had that on in the background. But yeah, so like I said, we back on the stream and we got some good opportunities this week. I think last week I took like only one trade on gold, just because I was extremely busy. And so for me, when I'm extremely busy, or if I'm dealing with something with life or with the family, anything of that type of, anything of that nature, I don't trade because I don't like outside things to cloud my judgment. I'm not the type that kind of, reacts to FOMO or just hop in the market or feel like I need to trade just because I haven't traded a few days or whatever. And so like I said, last week I took like one trade. It did really well. But that was like the only time I really actually attempted to hop in the market. I think the week before that I might have traded once as well. But the markets, after CPI, FOMC, and all of that kind of thing, the markets haven't really been giving me the looks that I've been looking for. And so for me, I would rather much not trade as opposed to force a trade, because if you force a trade, it can just cause you to be on the wrong side of the trade and just lose. And the fact of the matter is that I only traded twice within the last week. I had really good profit. So if I would have tried to attempt to just force trades, I would have lost, But the fact that I only took 2 trades, each one of the trades were over 1 to 5, 1 to 6 risk reward. So, they were really good. So, for me, like I said, less is more for me. And I only engage in trades when the market is giving me good looks and it's clean and it's clear and it's precise. So, like I said, I don't hop in the market prematurely. We're gonna give everybody about 1 more minute and we're gonna go ahead and hop in the charts. So today we're looking at AJ Ish. What's going on, my man? So today we're looking at AJ, we're looking at GJ, we also looking at GU. I'm trying to think. I might be forgetting something. Let me see. That's what I have so far. And so if you guys want to see something else, go ahead and put it in the chat. I might take a peek at gold as well. But this particular session, I want to kind of, a lot of our traders in our community, they've been trading AJ, GJ, GU a lot. So I want to kind of cater this particular session to those specific pairs that our community have been trading. Me, I'm a gold, GU, EU, NZD chef person. A lot of those pairs, like I said, I haven't looked at them really that much over the last couple of weeks, but I want to focus on what the community is doing. That way everybody can, benefit from this session, not just the things that I look at personally. I've been dibbling and dabbling with the S&P 500 a lot lately. Within the, not this few weeks, but, a little bit back. And also the NASDAQ. I haven't really traded US 30 in a while, but the NASDAQ and also the S&P, I've been kind of dibbling, dabbling in that on the future side. So probably in the future, I'll probably be adding futures into some of our analysis, but right now we're going to just strictly focus on Forex like we've always been doing. Okay, so we got NZD and also A-Chef up in the mix as well. Prince, what's up? What's going on, my man? Hey, so let's go ahead and hop into the charts. So let's start off with a word of prayer like we always do. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this day, Lord. I want to thank you for life, health, and strength. Lord, I want to thank you for everybody that's under the sound of my voice and any and everybody who's affiliated with the Pips Academy. I continue to pray that this channel continue to add value and that whoever engages with it, you know, something can be said that can help them along their journey and possibly become financially free. As always, I pray that we are more profitable than we were this week. And I pray that we remain patient, consistent, and just stick to our trading plans as we go forth. And Lord, we ask these things in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all, let's get to it. So if we're looking at the news this week, Monday we have new home sales. Might not be too much volatility on Monday, and I really don't plan on trading today or tomorrow. So going into Tuesday, we can see we got CB consumer confidence. I'm not really sure what that is. Let's see. Level of composite index based on surveyed households. Actual greater than forecast is good. So if we let's look at a trend. So last month, it was forecast that, the CB consumer confidence was going to be around 114.8. However, it did less than projections. Okay. And so with that being said, I'm going to take a peek back on February 27th just to see exactly what the market did around this time, because if it was less than this, I'm curious to see the impact that the market had when this happened. Okay, because like I said, I'm not really that familiar with the CB consumer confidence, so I want to look at it and take a peek. We have some Aussie dollar pairs in the mix today. So we got CPI on Tuesday night. So we should definitely see some movement during our Asian session. Going into Wednesday, we got FOMC at 5 o'clock p.m. I hope no one's in the market at that time, because around that time spreads are insane, and so FOMC that late, yeah, it's gonna be a little painful for those who are in the market. So I don't plan on being anywhere near it. We also have CPI, kind of Spanish flash CPI on Euro during our London session. We got a little bit of AUD news on Wednesday night as well. Going into Thursday, we have GDP, gross domestic product on CAD, and we got GDP on USD, both at 7:30. We got unemployment claims as well. So definitely should see some movement in the market on Thursday. We also have some news at 9 a.m. Central on USD as well, and we got the JPY kicking off that night for our Asian session at 6:30. Okay, Friday, 7:30 Central, we have core PCE price index, and we also got Chairman Powell speaking. Most of us know whenever he speaks, there's a lot of volatility that happens in the market. So we have some pretty good news this week, and that warrants for some good opportunities. Okay, so without further ado, let's start off with AU. I'm sorry, AU was a part of the mix as well. So right now AU is definitely part of the mix. So let's look at AU. So if we're looking at AU, one of the things that we can see from a daily perspective that we are bearish, okay? Because as you can see, higher high, higher low, higher high, broke structure, and we got a pullback. All right, so let's see if this particular pullback though, I'm gonna do the full screen. Let me do that. That way the screen is a lot bigger. Okay, so if we looking at this pullback from the top to the bottom here, we can see that price wicked, in our premium area. Okay, and it was actually an imbalance right before that area, and then price decided to kind of drop off. Okay, and that's from our daily perspective. So if we look at our 4 hour, I'm going to remove this here because it's in the way. If we look at our 4 hour, we can see that initially we were bearish on the 4 hour. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Break of structure, we got a retest on the 4 hour, and then price broke out to the upside here. So currently right now, we're playing within this leg of structure on our 4 hour, and we're definitely well within our golden zone down in this area here. Okay, if it breaks this area, then we can look for a retest and possibly taking price to the downside. All right, but let's go to our 15-minute structure and look and see what we have from our medium time frame. So one of the things that we can see is that initially we were bullish on the 15-minute. We can see all of this structure here. We can see price decided to give us, you know, market structure down here. It broke structure, and now it's all the way back in this area here. So if we zoom in on this, let's take a look and see what we can see. Okay, so first things first, it's extremely choppy in this area here. So I want to go to the 4 hour just to kind of see what significant demand zones we have. And so we marked out this 4 hour demand zone right along with this imbalance. Okay, and so from there we can see price came down to this area here. It took out liquidity down in this area. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll put a check mark there, a liquidity check mark, just to say liquidity was taken down in this area here. Okay. One of the things we can also see is that price gave us a bearish, bullish, bearish. However, this candle here didn't close below this candle, but we still got a 4 hour candle to break below and close down in this area here. Okay, so with that being said, if we go to our 15-minute time frame, we understood that we had a break of structure in this area. Price came all the way back, and like I said, it took out liquidity. However, in this area we had, let me make sure this is on this area right there. So over here, one of the things that we can see is price came down, took out liquidity, but we got a couple body closures on the 15-minute below this level. Okay, which tells me that price is still bearish. Okay, price is still bearish. So we had a break of structure up in this area, and hold on one second, let me look at this structure up here. Oh, that looks weird to me. It looks weird. However, we're gonna deal with the structure that's present. So right now, if we're looking at the current structure, we're gonna say this is our strong area here, our 15-minute. And this is our weak area down in this area here. So one of the things I want to see is a pullback and for price to possibly maybe go a little lower. However, one of the things that we have to be mindful of is where we are in the market. Okay, so for me, it's literally hands off. And that's because we're currently in the golden zone of the 4 hour time frame. Okay, that's one of the things that we have to be mindful of. This is our discounted area. H4. So we need to be mindful where we are within the market. And so for me, I won't necessarily really touch this. Oh, hold on for a minute. I'm sorry. I just did something totally wrong. This is the bottom here, you guys. This was the bottom here. So let me kind of remove this area. This is our 15-minute strong area. I didn't see that this was the bottom there. Okay, so this is our 15-minute area here. So this is our week area here on a 15-minute. Okay. All right. So now, because of that, we're still within the parameters in which what we need to be as far as our 15-minute. Because remember, we had this area here, price broke up, came all the way back down for the retest. We didn't really have any structure in this area for on a 15-minute. So if we go look, actually we did. Wait a minute, let me take a good look at this. No, we didn't. I say that because if we look at this candle here, we literally only got one candle to close outside of this range. So this is not structure. This here is a little higher than this one here. So yeah. Okay, so we're correct in our analysis. Yeah. So so if we're looking at this, so what I would like to see, let me see something. Let me go to the 1 minute. But I want to see it defined a little bit more. So if we're looking at the 1 minute, we can see that price came down, came up, came down. I don't like this swing here, so I'm going to utilize this one. And so this is our break. That's our break of structure there, or our change of character on the 1 minute here. Okay. That's our change of character right there. And so one of the things I would like to see is for price to pull back and then go to the upside, or I would like to see structure first on the 1 minute. And what I mean by that is, we see price came up, we see prices pulling back. I would like to see price come up and then create some bullish structure, at least 2 swings before we attempt to even hop in this. Because, you know, being that on the daily we are bearish, because we got to think about that. On the daily, we're bearish. Remember, the daily wicked into our golden zone on the daily, and it started to trickle to the downside. So that can give us what you say? What's the issue with that swing? Oh, I'll show you in a minute. From the daily perspective, because we've already wicked into our golden zone, this possibly can be a break to the downside. Okay, this can possibly be a break to the downside to break structure on the 4 hour to continue that daily structure. So we got to be careful with that. Hence why I wouldn't necessarily trade on this Sunday or this Monday, because it can be a lot of fake outs. And so basically on Sundays and Mondays, that's the creation of the daily candle or even the weekly candle. So a lot of times when you got, if you look at this, let's just look at this candlestick here, and then Ish, I'll go back to your question in a second. Let's just look at this. Let's just say we got this daily candle here, and price opens here. Okay, let's just say this is a Sunday where price opens. So what price is gonna do, it's gonna open here. You know, it can do all type of whatever it wants to do down here, but then it's gonna come up, creating this area here, then it's gonna come down. Okay, it's gonna come all the way down here, and then it's gonna come up to this area here. Actually, let me do this so we can see this a little clearer. Let's say right here, we're going to use the OLCH model. And what that is you have an open, you have a high, you have a close, and you have a low. Okay. All right, let me actually remove all this other stuff right quick. Take all this other stuff off. Okay. This, put this in our 4 hour and remove that. Okay. So let's just looking at this daily candle right here. Okay. So we have OHLC. Okay. And if you look up here, it has that same thing. You have an O, which symbolizes the open. It'll give you the open price of this candle. You have an H that gives you the high, a L that gives you the low, and a C that gives you the close price. Okay. So let's just say these are our levels on our daily candle. Let's just say we were at the 1 hour. Okay. So you can see what the daily candle does. It'll open here, and we're on the 1 hour right now. You know what? Let's go to a smaller time frame. Okay. Let's go to the 5 minute. So this is the things that you'll see, which is why I say we should be careful. You know, so on the daily, let's just say the daily candle opened somewhere in this area here. Okay. Created these higher highs and things like that. Came up here, gave us a high, and then price just started to tank. Just started to tank. Okay, so these are the opens here. See the open, it comes up, give us a high, then it tanks. So what I mean to be patient on that 1 minute, that can be the creation of, that can be a daily open or something. It go and give us a high or a low, whatever direction it opens, and then it starts to create that daily candle. And then it retraces and it gives us all of this action here. Okay, it gives us all of this. And it breaks all the way down to a low. It comes up, plays around, and then it closes right up in this area here. Okay, so we just got to be mindful of that. All right, that's why a lot of times I don't like to trade on a Sunday or a Monday, is because that daily candle or that weekly candle is being created, and what it'll do is that enables, well, that creates a lot of fake outs. Okay, so now let's go back to that question of why didn't I like that structure? And I'll tell you why. From some of the back tests that I've been doing lately is, and I said I didn't like this structure here. And this might be something that we might have to adjust. So originally we say, you know, 2 candle pullback, okay? When we're looking at structure. And we have a 2 candle pullback. Okay, we have candle breaks down, we got 1 and we got 2. Okay, I don't really like this because I've been doing some back testing lately after looking at liquidity and all of that kind of thing. And a lot of times when you have a 2 candle pullback, or 2 candles that breaks away, sometimes, more times than not, sometimes it needs to be in the same direction. It don't happen all the time, but a lot of the back tests that I've been doing for the past few weeks, it's been, and I don't know if it's just because of CPI or something like that, but it's been a lot of fake outs when you have your pullback and only 1 candle is in the opposing direction. And what I mean by that is you have this candle that's bearish here, but this candle is bullish. That's in the opposing direction. This candle was bearish in the opposite direction. Okay. And sometimes it's almost give or take. It's 50-50. I like to see 2 bullish candles in the opposing direction, but we have just 1 breakout candle and then we got 1 going in the other direction. Now, I'm not saying that that's not it's valid. It's valid. It's definitely valid because it's still a 2 candle pullback. However, lately I've been seeing a lot of fake outs with that. So like if we look at this candle here, okay, even though this is a doji, it's still a little higher than this one. We still got it closed and then we got another one that closed as well. Okay, but it's still like a weird, sticky situation. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And so for me, because it's in an area where it's still kind of choppy, I would like to see more structure. That's why I said in this area here, I would like to see at least 2 swings, you know, before we even consider hopping into a trade. I hope that makes sense. Okay. All right. So right now on this particular pair, like I said, I want to be patient because we are so far down within the golden zone, and also because the daily is showing bearish. So I want to be patient and let these first 2 days kind of play out to see what structure the market will give us for AU. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's go to the next pair. Let's go to AJ. Now I know a lot of you guys have really been trading AJ, and y'all been killing AJ. Y'all been on it. So let's go ahead and let's look at AJ. Let me take this, move this over here. Well, delete that. All right, this is H4 structure. All right, so let's look at AJ for a second. So currently right now, AJ is bullish on the daily. As we can see, we got higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, this is not our high here because we can see this is the structural point here that divides it. Okay, because initially we were higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, let's remove this here. Now let's look at our 4-hour. Our 4-hour pretty much lines up with our daily. Okay, let's remove this for a second. And we can see how our 4-hour, you know, kind of lines up with our daily. And so if we're looking at this structural point here, this leg of structure, I'm sorry, we can see, let's take a look at our fibs and see exactly what we're playing up against. So right now we haven't quite gotten to our discounted area. This is our H4 discounted area. Okay. And so down in this area, a couple things that we can see is we have a demand zone here. We have one in this area here, which is actually super close to that one, which makes this a little weird. So what I'm gonna do right now is kind of utilize this one because this was almost like this particular demand zone, it broke a few areas, okay? It broke this high, it broke this high, and it also broke this high here, okay? So this is the demand zone that I actually want to look at because it broke 3 short-term highs, okay? We can see that price is currently reacting to this bullish, bearish, bullish demand here. So we don't want to negate that and say that that is not present. However, I do want to see price come down to this area here. All right, but let's look at price right now to see exactly what it's doing from a 15-minute perspective. And I don't think I put any 15-minute structure on here. So we're gonna do it from scratch. Hey Ish, I hope that answered your question, man. Let me know if it didn't. Okay, so right now we got let's start from this area here. So we got a high, it broke down. We got price that came up here, liquidity, grab here. So this was our break of structure in this area here. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so we got a break of structure on the 15-minute time frame, okay? Price never really gave us a significant pullback. However, we can see structure, you know, we do have 15-minute structure down here. So we can play with the structure that's given to us. However, we do see that we have a lot of unhealthy price action. We have imbalances and all of these unfulfilled orders here that price definitely needs to come back to. But right now, the market is pretty much telling us it's okay to just kind of leave this alone for right now because it's giving us this structure. Okay. So with that being said, we can see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay, so right now from a 15-minute perspective, this is our protected high on AJ. And we also have our low down here on AJ. AJ has some really clean structure. Really clean structure. I like the way it looked. But another thing too, we want to be patient on this because right now it's resting on a demand zone and price is nearing our golden zone on our H4. So do that. Okay, and we got this demand zone down here. So let's kind of recap on this particular pair. It looked, like I said, it looks good. I think that we will have opportunity to kind of trade it down in this area. But like I said, we're really close to the golden zone. So we're almost in like no man's land. But let's kind of recap on this. So on the daily, we understand that we are, where are we? We understand that we're bullish on the daily and we're actually coming back into this area here. One of the things that we could see, hold on for a second. Let's put all our 15-minute structure together. Put all of our 4 hour together. Okay. All right. So one of the things that we can see though, we're bullish on the daily. We do understand that we had a dragonfly doji here. Price decided to dip off to the downside. Price can very well come back, take out this imbalance here. Okay, price can definitely do that, or it can just continue to the downside, okay? Because we have an imbalance in this area as well. All right, from a daily perspective, and we have a demand zone. All right, now if we go back to the 4 hour, we said that we're in the pullback phase of our 4 hour. We haven't necessarily hit our discounted area yet, but we're rested in this area. And like we said, on the 15-minute, it's showing bearish momentum. So let's just be patient on this and see exactly what price is going to give us. And then we can just kind of govern ourselves accordingly. And like I said, a lot of our users have been capitalizing off of AJ. So like I said, AJ has some really clean structure. Don't have a lot of wicks and fake outs and things like that. So this can definitely present some really good opportunity, being that we have CPI on AUD this week and we have a few days of AUD news. Okay. All right, let's look at GJ. All right, let's remove all of our markups right quick. This is 4 hour. And this here. All right, so if we're looking at GJ, let's go to the weekly for a second. because I see we had this zone up here for quite some time. So if we're looking at the weekly, one of the things that we can see is price has gotten all the way up to this weekly supply and kind of tapped into it in this area here, okay? And if we zoom in on this weekly supply, we can see exactly how price looks. There was an imbalance here, and we also had price to pretty much just dip off from this area. Price came up, it tapped into this area on the weekly, and it exhausted all the way down in this area here, okay? So if we go to the daily, we can see the reaction that we got from the daily time frame. Okay, price came down, it came up. So we actually got daily structure up in this area here. Yeah, so we need to actually move our daily structure to this area here. Okay, let's check this one. Okay, yeah, that's liquidity in that area there. Okay, so here's our daily structure, our current daily structure in this area right here. All right, so let's look at our H4. Right now, our H4 is lining up with our daily. Let me add the daily to a folder. All right. So right now, our H4 is lining up with our daily, okay? All right, right now, we're in the pullback phase. Let's take out our fibs and see where we are. Save this as a template. All right, H4. All right, we can see that we've wicked into our discounted area. However, on the 4 hour, we have this huge imbalance right here with this demand zone right here. Okay. We have areas down here as well, but this particular demand zone broke this high, and it also gave us our structural break on the 4 hour as well. So this is the area that I'm looking as for my point of interest to be significant for me. Okay. So we want to wait for price to pretty much get down to this area. Let's go to our 15-minute. That's our main point of interest. Now we can possibly, wait a minute, hold on before I say that. Let's see something. So we definitely hit our golden zone already, but I still want to see price come down to that area. Right now on our 15-minute, let's see what we have. If we look at this low here, it's pretty much liquidity down in that area. 15-minute week. It's liquidity. So if that's liquidity, none of that really broke. I'll utilize this one here. Bam, bam, bam. Yes. And this is our high here. No, I can't say that. I'm sorry, I can't say that. This is our low here, right here, because this is all liquidity. So price came down. This is not our, wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Yes, that's our low. So this is not our low, that's liquidity there. Okay, so price came down and it came up, and price is playing around within this leg of structure here. Okay, So right now, like I said, what I would like to see is price pretty much break down and tap into this area here, break a structure, retest, and then ride up to the upside. But let's be patient on this one and see exactly what it does. GJ is pretty much giving us clean market structure and is giving us a clear, concise point of interest to look forward to, which is down here. I'm definitely expecting a huge drop because of the area that we're in. I mean, we hit a weekly supply that, I mean, let's see, when was this? Holy crap. That was in 2015. That was August of 2015. So it hasn't been up in this area since 2015. So yeah, I'm definitely looking for a drop on this particular pair. Okay. So that's what we see on GJ. All right, let's go over to, let's look at NZD USD. This is a pair that I haven't looked at all. So let's look at it and mark it up from scratch. I think this is a pair that I was testing out Wyckoff on like some time ago. But let's go ahead and look at it from scratch and mark it up. Okay. So I want to start off on a weekly, just to, you know what, let's start off on a monthly on this pair since I haven't really looked at it. And I'm just curious as to where it is from a monthly perspective. And so, so it looked like price may be coming down to take out this liquidity here. Looked like it was close, but not quite. So we got some monthly liquidity down in this area here. All right. That's what I see that's significant on the monthly time frame. All right, we have this imbalance that price tapped into as well. Price kind of gave us a reaction and looked like it's kind of sitting in this area. Okay. So if we go to the weekly is, look like we had a break of structure on the weekly here. All right, weekly break of structure. And we have a demand zone down here. All right, and possibly what could possibly happen with this is price can come down, take out liquidity, and then shoot back up. That's possibly what it can do. But like I said, we got this monthly liquidity down here that price can possibly take out. Okay. Or it don't have to go all the way down there. It can come and just kind of react off of this bullish, bearish, bullish here, or this demand zone here. Either one, you know, we just want to be mindful of either one of them. Okay. Since this is weekly, let me save this in a folder. Okay. Let's look at our daily. So our daily, if we look back from this area here, let's just say this was our high in this area. A low here, at a high, we had a low, So right now, wait a minute. I'm sorry, did that wrong. At a low here, price came up, gave us a break of structure on the daily here. Yeah. That's why we have to make sure that we analyze everything in case we miss something initially. And so it's good for us to be able to see those moves, you know, in the market, to be able to adjust to them. Okay, or low, lower, high, lower, low. There we go. All right. So this is our daily structure here. All right. So right now we're in the retesting phase of our daily time frame. Okay. And so if we throw our fibs on there, we can see that price just, you know, kind of drew back past the 61.8 area. And so, like I said, we have to be mindful on this daily time frame because wait a minute, hold on you guys, hold on for a second. All right, so I'm gonna change my bias on this. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. And I'll tell you why. And I'm gonna change my bias because we can see that price came up, gave us structure here. Because in this area, we got 2 candle pullback in the opposing direction. And more than 2 candles, pretty much. We got this candle here. This is a candle in the opposite direction. This is a candle. But we got all these other body closures down here. Okay? So we got price to come up, give us structure, then give us a break of structure here. Give us a pullback. Okay? So with that being said, price gave us a break of structure here as well. That's why I was looking at the market like, okay, this gave us opposing structure in the other direction. So price came up, it broke structure, gave us a retest up in this area here, and now it's going down. Let's see if it, when it did give us that break though, I'm just curious, from here to here. Yeah, it wicked in into our premium area as well. So now as far as daily, this is what we're looking at for our daily. This is the top here. All right. So now, does that make sense what I just did? I just want to make sure that I didn't lose anybody with that. I hope that makes sense. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So like I said, I hope that makes sense. All right. So now let's go to the 4 hour. All right. So on the 4 hour, let's see where we are. Okay. All right, cool. So on the 4 hour, let's see. Let's see something. Let's look at this 4 hour right quick. One thing about NZD is NZD has a lot of wicks. A lot of wicks. Let's see something right quick. Down. Oops. Definitely don't want to use that. Came down. up and down. We got break of structure right here. Retest. Let's see though. Yeah, we got a 4-hour break of structure here. Okay. Retest into this demand zone here. Okay. Let's see, price broke up. And then price decided to just drop off again. So because it did that, I don't even want to really look at this as a break of structure, because I mean the structure, it don't even really make sense to even do that, because it looks like the structure pretty much is just like bam, you know, bam, and then bam. Okay. And it looked like the structure here yeah, this structure looks so weird. Hold on. Nope, I'm gonna mark it up exactly what it gives us. I'm not gonna negate anything. I'm gonna do exactly what it gives us. Gave us a breaker structure here. Then it came down, gave us another one here. Yep, I'm gonna put it all out there. Okay, it came up, gave us another one here. And then it gave us another one here. Jesus Christ. All right, so now we got, here's the clean 4-hour structure that we have here. All right, we didn't get the pullback like we wanted all the way up into the golden zone. However, we still got, we have clean structure now, right here. All right. So now let's go back and look. So our daily is bearish, 4-hour is bearish. Okay. And let's kind of look and see what our targets are though. Let me go back to the daily for a second. So I'm gonna remove all of this because we don't need this. Daily is bearish. Okay. So a couple targets that we can see in this area. Definitely have daily liquidity here. See that far back. Okay, it's not gonna show me, that's fine. All right, but if we're looking at this from a daily perspective, we can see that we have an imbalance in this area here. The price tapped into right here. We also have a demand zone here. The price will possibly come tap into. Okay, and then we have daily liquidity down here that we're looking for price to pretty much take out. All right, so we're in bearish structure on the 4-hour. Okay, and right now we're looking for a pullback. So if we go to our 15-minute time frame, Okay. Yep, this is our 15-minute time frame. So right now, because we've already broken the 4-hour low deal here, we want to pretty much look for a pullback on that 4-hour. Okay. So for this particular pair, for NZD USD, I would not touch it until it breaks structure and give us that pullback going up towards the 4-hour premium zone. Okay. So I wouldn't touch it because right now, you know, if we try to trade it, I mean, it can, you know, it can pretty much, you know, just shoot back up to the upside. So let's be patient on this one and see exactly what it's going to go. NZD is, I mean, right now it's giving really good market structure, especially on the 4-hour. So I will be patient, because what we possibly can do, you know, on this 4-hour, it can possibly come back into this area here. We got the supply area here. That price can come back into and then continue to the downside, or it can come all the way back to this supply up here as well. Either one of them, you know what I'm saying, it should be good, because like I said, we're bearish on all 3 time frames that we trade: daily, 4-hour, and 15. So this is a really good pair to trade because the bias is heavily bearish right now. Okay. And so that's pretty much what I have on NZD USD. So that one might actually present for a really good opportunity this week. Like for real. Okay. All right, let's look at the last one. Let's look at AUD Chef. And I believe this is one that I haven't traded either. So we're going to start with our monthly on this one and break this one down. I don't know what that was up there. Okay, so let's check it out. So on the monthly, we know we got this liquidity all the way down here as well. We can see on the monthly, price has literally just been mad bearish. It's coming all the way down in this area. So, you know, I'm going to put monthly liquidity here as well. I mean, why not? Because we can see the trend in which it's been, you know, pretty much giving us. Okay. All right. And so right now, we do have monthly liquidity here as well. Okay, we got liquidity in this area as well. Didn't quite take it out yet, but we got it there. It's there. All right, if we go to the weekly, we can see the same thing. This is forming up to give us relative equal lows in this area, you know, almost like a triple top. Okay, so it'd be definitely warranted for price to take out liquidity and then come to the upside, or even come a little lower. Okay, so this is definitely something to check out as far as, you know, taking that liquidity on this particular area. All right, so let's go to our daily and see what we're looking at. Hold on, before I do that, let me just look at our weekly structure. So this is a low. Weekly high is here. Okay. Well, I'm not going to even put the high for the weekly. I'm just going to put a supply zone for right now. All right. We'll do all that extra stuff on the daily. All right. So if we go to the daily, one of the things we can see is, let's look at this price action here. Okay, that's nothing there. So we can say, you know what I'm saying, if we kind of utilize a box, this is our structure here. Okay. So daily, we're going to start here. And we're going to come down to that area right there. So this is our daily high right here. Okay. Let me look at all of this. Nope, that's not price action there. And this is consumed within that. All right. So this is our daily structure here. All right, let's go to our 4 hour. We got a lot of price action on the 4 hour. We can see we have this. Nope. Four hour. 4 hour. 4 hour. 4 hour. Okay. Breaker structure. All right, we got a pullback here. Here, I don't count this because that's liquidity. It's complex pullback, so I don't count this because all of this is inside of that area there. So I'm going to utilize this one up here, and I hope that made sense why I did that. So for example, we got this pullback, of course. It broke all of this. However, when it broke, it never gave us a valid pullback or whatever. I mean, this is just liquidity. It's just weird. It's not really giving us a valid pullback like we wanted. So up in this area here, pullback. Yeah, this is valid. Even though it's ugly, it's valid. This here. 1, 2, and we got all of this down here. It's ugly. Definitely ugly. I don't like it. Yes. All right. Four-hour breaker structure there. Price gave us this little pullback, which I don't like it, but it still did what it was supposed to do. Came down here. Gave us structure here. 1, 2, candle pullback with some extra stuff. Broke through. Didn't break through until this area here. Came up. Broke all the way down. Structure. Okay. Oh. Price came up, gave us a pullback here. Decided to just continue to the downside. So it came up, which this here is the weak area. Gave us a pullback all the way down here. So this is our strong area here on the 4 hour right now. So this is a nice breakdown, but there we go. And now we also got a weak high. All right, so this is our 4-hour structure finally. That was a nice breakdown right there. Took a minute. All right, so let me go to the daily because this looks so choppy. So on the daily time frame, you guys, we have this area here, bullish, bearish, bullish. Utilize our fibs, see where we are. Okay. We also have a demand zone here. All right. So I'll be more prone to look at this one because it's in our discounted area. So right now it's just pretty much in the middle of no man's land. It's in pullback. It's in pullback status. But if we look at our 15-minute, all right, this is our 15-minute structure here. All right, and there we go. So right now, let's kind of recap on this particular pair. Let's go to our daily for a second. Add these two right here to structure. This is M15 structure. We got all of this 4-hour structure. Uh-oh. All right, so let's recap on this like we said. So daily right now is bearish. The daily time frame, we're in our golden zone for the daily. Okay, we're in our golden zone for the daily. The 4-hour is currently bullish right now. We're in our, like I said, we're in our golden zone of the daily, so we're bullish. And so we're pretty much in a pullback phase of our 4-hour. All right, and our 15-minute, we are bearish as well. So it's a waiting game to see exactly what's going to happen. This is 4-hour. To see what's the reaction gonna be off of these areas here. And so, like I said, we're bearish right now. So on the 15 minutes. So let's just be patient and see exactly what it's gonna do. Hey, you guys, that's our breakdown for AJ, GJ, AU, NZD Chef, and AUD Chef. We were gonna do GU, but the time is well spent. I don't want to make this too long, but I hope this helps. I'm gonna take these particular markups, I'm gonna put them in our chat, and I'm definitely gonna be in the markets this week. And like always, hey, I appreciate you guys rocking with me today, and I pray that you guys are more profitable this week than you were last week. And I see y'all in the charts. I see y'all in the market this week. All right, so y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all later.